Okay, everyone, welcome back. We are doing more of King's Quest 2. This is where we left off at the end of the previous video, but before I continue from here, actually, let me go back in time a bit to, I think here we are still underwater with the seahorse. So in the previous video, Tom S. Fox, you might remember him, I played Cavato with him in a previous video some time back. Thomas Fox asked, "Can you shoot the Sharkies with the Trident?" And by the way, this wall here, which ended up being the fake wall that we can pass through, apparently shooting the lightning from the Trident at the wall turns it from a fake pass-through wall into a real wall. And that crash that happened after we did that was the Sharkies crashing into the wall and dying, presumably from the impact. Now, I would never have guessed that. Honestly, it still doesn't make sense to me. Why does shooting lightning at the wall turn it real? It's like, I mean, it makes me want to stand atop a mountain in a thunderstorm with a plastic leprechaun and hope that the lightning will strike the leprechaun because that will turn the leprechaun into a real leprechaun, because that's how lightning works. Except it's not. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me, but apparently that's what happened with that's what happened here and why we can't pass through this wall anymore, so whatever. Anyway, I guess I slowed down the game so that I could do that part successfully. I guess I can speed up the game from here again. So let's find a Sharky and show how this works. Yeah, there we go. There's a Sharky. So let's go ahead and quickly...
You can't use...
There we go. See? It turns the Sharky into...
The power of the Trident has turned the Sharky sentry into a harmless little fish.
Yeah, it turns
the fish is too fast and slippery to catch.
Yeah, it turns the Sharky into a harmless fish, and...
Fish swim around, blissfully unaware that they are in danger of being caught and consumed by Sharkies. Perhaps they instinctively know when the Sharkies are nearby and can avoid them that way.
Okay, anyway, and if we leave the screen and come back... Well, the fish is gone, but the Sharky, more importantly, the Sharky's gone. So theoretically, if you wanted to, you could genocide all the Sharkies in the ocean with this Trident and turn them into those harmless fish. Now I'm wondering what happens if I try to hit one of these regular sharks.
The shark is not paying you much notice. You would do best not to unnecessarily draw its attention.
Okay. So yeah, anyway, so you can use the Trident to get rid of those Sharkies if you want to, but I don't think there's really much point to doing so because you don't get any points. Like literally there's no points to doing so because you don't get any of these game points up here for doing that. And honestly, by the time you've gotten here, you're already done. By the time you get the Trident, you're already done here in the underwater world. You just need to get out of here. So the Sharkies aren't that much of a hindrance at this point. So I don't know. I don't really see why they... Maybe it's just as a little Easter egg or something that they put that in the game, but really you don't have to do that or do anything with the Sharkies at that point. So anyway, let's go ahead and restore back to here. So... I did once again check a walkthrough just because I know that some people don't like walkthroughs, and I'm kind of hesitant about checking it too frequently, but like I said, I do sometimes have the problem that I'm missing stuff in this game or that I get stuck, and so I don't want to get stuck for too long on something. So there are a couple of things that I missed. One really obvious one is, where is it? Yeah, here. So on the way to the town... I don't know how I missed this. It doesn't... I'm kind of stupefied that I missed this. Here, in the tree, is this giant hole, and apparently I didn't look inside.
There is a sizable hole in one of the trees.
Maybe I thought that it was too high and that I would need a ladder or something to get up there. Somehow I guess I just intuitively thought, yeah, Graham's never going to reach up there. But no,
When you peer into the hole of the pine tree, you see a mallet lying there. You pick it up and take it with you.
Yeah, somehow from here, Graham has the longest arms in the galaxy because somehow from standing here, he can reach up into the hole here and pull the mallet out from a distance of like twice his height. So I don't quite know. I don't quite understand how that works, but that's okay. I thought I did interact with this tree before, and maybe I just didn't try looking inside. Maybe I just assumed that that he wouldn't be able to I don't know. Anyway, so we've got this mallet now. It's down here.
The head of the mallet is made of iron. It has a long wooden handle. It is heavy.
And if we click it on ourselves, can we hit ourselves with it?
Your head would function much better in its current configuration.
You might be right about
There is
that.
no reason to use a mallet just now. There is no...
Okay. Anyway, so there's that. So that's something that I somehow missed. I have no idea how I missed that when the hole was gaping that obviously. Another thing which I did miss, which I don't feel as silly about because it's one of these random encounters that, you know, you might just miss is I think over around here. So you might remember in the original King's Quest 2, Little Red Riding Hood shows up sometimes in this western forest, in the western part of the game, in the western part of Kalima. Apparently in this game she can only appear here on this screen, just south of the cave. So there's that cave with the black spikes that killed me. And apparently she only shows up in this room, just, there we go.
You see a little girl wandering around the meadow. She wears a ruby red cloak and appears to be searching for something.
Oh, hello. Is it me you're looking for?
What do you want to do? Pick her up and take her back home with you? She belongs here, Graham. Besides, you're a king, not a kidnapper.
All right, fair enough.
Hello, who are you?
My name is Graham. What is yours?
Possum. That is what my grandma calls me. She is not at all well these days. I was collecting flowers for her, but now I cannot anymore.
Why is that?
My basket is missing. I've looked everywhere for it. It must be around here somewhere.
I will keep my eye out for it.
Thank you, Graham.
She has a really weird kind of there's something very disturbing to me about her voice. It's like they ran her voice through some kind of strange filter, some sort of strange digital filter to give it a certain effect, I guess. But it just makes it sound inhuman. It almost sounds like a vocoder, like, you know, one of those weird robot kind of voices that I don't know. To me, it sounds very strange, kind of like
Repressing the urge to burst. Repressing.
No.
Excuse me, Possum?
Yes, Graham.
I was wondering, could you tell me anything about this land?
You mean Kalima? There is
No,
a
the other
town
land where we
to
are.
the northeast, and a church not far south of that. Grandma and I live in a house near the beach. You should not enter the swamp to the north. It is said to be influenced by magic. Many have easily lost their way in there, and finding your way out again is difficult.
Thank you, Possum. Excuse me, Possum?
Yes, Graham.
Is there any way at all through this swamp?
I do not know, but I did see someone walking out of there not long ago. He was writing something in a book as he walked.
Who was that?
A monk from the church.
Oh, okay. So I guess we...
Excuse me, Possum?
Yes, Graham.
You mentioned that your grandma is not well. What ails her?
I'm not sure, but I think it gives her sad dreams. While she sleeps, sometimes she talks out loud. Sometimes I listen to her. No, do not leave me, she says. At first, I thought she was speaking to me. I would go over to her, but she would not notice me. Then I realized it was a dream. I think she misses the person she talks to in her sleep. And then there's the scary dreams.
Maybe she was just talking to Nutella.
Repress.
Excuse me, Possum?
Yes, Gram.
You mentioned that your grandma had scary dreams. What are these dreams about?
Bats.
Bats?
Bats!
Yes, in her sleep, she screams with fright, as if a bat is chasing her, or she's being hurt by one. Then she'll say something like, "Blue light is the bat's true bane," over and over.
Blue light? What does she mean?
I have asked her this, but she just shakes her head and will not speak of it.
Thank you, Possum. I wish your grandma a swift recovery.
Thank you, Gram. I will speak of you to her.
You have nothing more to say to Possum.
I'm going to assume that blue light used on bats is some kind of hint for some future episode or event in the game. Okay, anyway, let's go back to the town because now that we have the first gem, the librarian should have a new book for us because I think the way it works is, as I kind of surmised at the beginning, when you whenever you get a new gem or whenever you unlock a new sort of part of the game after getting one of the gems, those two guys look exactly alike. Those two guys just passed each other by. They must have been identical twins. Then after you've gotten another gem, then you can come here into the library and get a new book.
Yes?
Could you recommend another good book?
There!
This book is entitled Legends. Browsing through it, you notice an interesting excerpt.
Legends. Daventry's first king, known to many as Leganimor. I don't know where to put the emphasis on that word. Is it Leganimor or Leganimor or Leganimor or Leganimor? I have no idea. It could be, to me, it could be any of those. I have no frame of reference for how to pronounce that word. Is as much an enigma of history as he is woven into the fabric of legend itself. Though his passing occurred nearly 1,000 years ago, it remains somewhat unclear as to the manner of his death and what became of the power he wielded. Historians do know that Leganimor was a powerful magician or a wizard, as he might be called nowadays. He is largely credited with bringing, along with his kind, magic, and civility, to Daventry and the surrounding world. Oh. I'm trying to interpret that sentence. Something about that sentence seems wrong. I think my mistake was interpreting kind as an adjective. I thought that it was describing something as being kind, but I think it means kind as a noun, as in he and his type of people. So let me try that one again. He is largely credited with bringing, along with his kind, magic and civility to Daventry and the surrounding world. Okay, that makes more sense, but I wonder who is his kind. Do they mean wizards? Okay, according to legend, during what was arguably the bloodiest war Daventry has ever seen, Leganimor sought to commit his awesome power to the cosmos. It is believed that he blamed himself for the extent of the Grand War, in particular the magic that had been used to exacerbate the death toll. He therefore chose to render himself mortal, an action that would prove to be his last. However, legend would also suggest that his power may be attainable if only one were to perceive and understand how and when. This is evidenced by a parchment located just a few centuries ago and dated 30 years after the first king's death. I'm going to guess that we need to find this parchment. Oh, this one has 2 pages, alright. If seeketh you the power of Leganimor, thou shalt be well appraised. It will not be an easy task, from the path thou may be swayed, for in great Daventry lies the means for which it may be found, belonging to one who rules the land by one who wears the crown. From this circle nature springs, from royal thoughts thus sown, the woe betide the unjust thief who claims it for his own. In this great land 'tis known to rest the corpse of Leganimor, who died defending his home turf, in the longest, fiercest war. I don't think home turf is a medieval term. This is more like it's kind of a modern turn of phrase, isn't it? His great mistake, which sealed his fate, he cast his magic aside, up high into the heavens, which forever stretches wide. But the search may be rewarding for the seeker of this power, as its apex soon approaches when cometh the darkest hour. Okay. Hark! Spy sun and moon and planets, as all of them align. The one prepared for the ascension will surely see the sign. Power thus can then be granted to just one from this great tool. If one be thee, then thou shalt be the everlasting jewel. I kind of get annoyed by long poems like this because obviously the diction is unnatural and somehow I tend to lose the message. I don't quite get the point. But what do I know? I guess I'm not good at poetry. The first king's brother, Morgailen? Morgailen was also presumed killed in the Grand War. Legenemore's loyal first knight and successor. Okay, come on, man. Really? Come on, guys. What's with these names? Granthithor ruled over the realm for nearly 50 years. He sired a number of children who either remained to guarantee the continuation of the royal bloodline or set forth to build kingdoms of their own. Okay, I'm glad there's not a third page because I was getting tired of that. Somehow that didn't really resonate with me.
Yes?
Could you recommend another good book?
I guess she's going to bring back the same one.
Where?
This book is entitled Power, Politics, and Pulpits. Browsing through it, you notice an interesting excerpt.
Whoa. This is more than I was expecting. Should I read all this? I guess I might as well. I don't want to take forever just reading these pages out of these books because the video's already coming to an end soon, I guess. But okay, power, politics, and pulpits. In many lands, the church and state have long shared a mutual distrust of one another. While the state is responsible for the wealth and security of the realm, the church's concern is for the moral standing of the population. It is said that when one intrudes upon the domain of the other, discord is inevitable. In no other place has this been more unpleasant than Colima. The feud between the two institutions there dates back many decades. In the days of the late Count Craestrom, the Lord of Colima spoke openly of the need for change, chiefly regarding the education of the common people. The Church of the Faith maintained that the simple people were of the land, they knew their rightful place, and thus their path was secure. Years later, the young and idealistic Count Kaldar, Craestrom's heir, declared that the Church of the Faith had purposely been holding the people back, retaining their ignorance of literature and the wider world for their own selfish benefit. Naturally, the Church resented this insinuation, and in turn declared Kaldar a heathen. At that time, the mood of the population had tensed. Stability in the realm had weakened as dissension between the church and state rose. It may have continued to do so had the institution not been annulled by tragedy. The Count befell a terrible injury while in the forest one night, which later proved fatal. While it expressed its condolences to the family of the fallen lord, the Church of the Faith asserted that only through its own vision for Colima, not the rulers, could the people find their true path. It is a curious point to note that no new leader has been chosen to replace Kaldar, though it has been many years since his passing. When questioned about this, the townsfolk are likely to either ignore the inquiry altogether or cast a furtive glance in the direction of the now inaccessible castle. Okay. Don't know what that was all about.
You have nothing else to say at the moment.
Okay. Well, we read 2 whole books. I guess that's pretty good for a video. Anyway, let's go ahead and quickly do one other thing, which I think I'm supposed to do. Let me save here. I think so. This is probably, I think I did see this in the walkthrough, but it's probably not that hard to figure out anyway. We have Fool's Gold here, and Fool's Gold is basically something that looks like gold to a fool maybe, right? So, and we have this greedy guy here, who obviously is, actually he's quite tall. I mean, is that just perspective? He looks like If he stood up, he looks like he could reach these second floor windows. I'm not sure if that's... it's probably just how he's drawn. I think the perspective of how he's drawn is probably not quite right.
He would discover too quickly that it is not real gold if you simply handed it to him.
Yes, indeed. That seems to be a strong hint. So I guess what we have to do is feed the fool's gold to the horse, and then what's going to happen is this guy will patiently stand behind the horse, waiting for the horse to poop it back out.
This horse is only interested in eating those flowers.
Can we maybe hide the fool's gold in the flowers? Or do we put it in here?
The fool's gold again shines the instant the coins leave your hand.
Okay. I guess...
Leave the fool's gold in the fountain for now. You just might be onto something.
Okay.
3 coins in the fountain.
What? Let me see.
Okay. This looks like a good time to do that. Okay. Oh.
Got him.
In his haste, the merchant pockets the coins without even looking at them. It seems he didn't even realize that they were fake. Uh-oh, looks like he's heading back to his stand.
Wait, what? What? Oh, do I need to leave? Or something? I think that's what I was supposed to do, but somehow... Okay, that's interesting.
You can't just pick it up while the merchant is watching.
Okay, now, so here's a question now. If this game has no dead ends, then I assert there being 2 possibilities here. Either I can get some more fool's gold, or I don't actually need that pumpkin after all. Maybe the pumpkin is just like a,
You have come upon a quick little dwarf.
Yeah, okay. Hold on, can I go back to where I got the coins and get more coins? Oh!
3 gold coins.
So apparently if you give the 3 gold coins to the merchant, then somehow somebody just conveniently resets the trap. Well, that's nice of them, isn't it? Okay, let's try this again, though. So I'll go ahead and toss the coins in here.
The fool...
3 coins in the fountain.
What? Let me see.
Alright, and let's go ahead and grab this. And I guess just run. Run for it. Okay. Well, that was effective. I wonder if I... Hold on. If I just go back there now, is he gonna... Oh, he's gone.
You have entered the town. 2 buildings in particular. The town gives you a pleasant feeling.
That's nice. You put your hand on the town and it gives you a pleasant feeling. Well, I don't know what happened to that guy. Did he just disappear forever, or is he coming back later? I don't know. Well, okay. I still like my idea with the horse better. You feed the coins to the horse, and then that guy is going to be occupied with watching the horse's butt for hours, waiting for the coins to get pooped out. I think that would have been a better solution to the puzzle. That's if I had been writing this game, that would probably be the puzzle solution that I would have designed. But well, I have special problems. Anyway, this has been more of King's Quest II with me and Graham and yes. So, thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. I wonder what happened to the merchant. Why is he not here? Did he decide that life is no longer worth living without the pumpkin? I don't know. I'm curious to see what'll happen. Anyway, okay, maybe we'll find out later. Okay, I'll see you folks in a future video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Ta-ta for now.